Right, good morning, etc. We're now far enough into lockdown that I think I've possibly lost the plot completely. I know it's a Monday. I know I have to go to a supermarket today. I don't want either of those things, to be completely honest. Will I wear a tiara to the supermarket? I'm very tempted. Very tempted. So we're joined here by Cheer Bear. Cheer Bear has officially been around the world with me. Is that embarrassing? No. Been on pretty much every overnight school trip since I started teaching. What is particularly tragic is that I think, no, it was definitely my first year teaching. I was at Teachers College. One of those two is when I bought Cheer Bear. Yep, it's not like he's been around longer than my adult life. Do have the plague rat. Today's task for everybody is going to involve voting on plague rat names. I've filtered out all names of people that I actually teach or have taught, because that just seems mean. Righty? So plague rat words, Juanita. Plague rat naming form will be in the Google. It'll be in the email. It'll be in the description box below, or whatever it is that YouTuber people do, or say, etc. You just sit over there. Yes. Right. So the nuts and bolts. Couple of things. Firstly, let's go through what everybody's going to be doing today. If you are in my junior drama class, today and tomorrow you've got the same task from me. Basically, you've got a form to fill in, which is responding to performance. There's a series of questions. And to give you a little bit more autonomy on it, I've given you the choice of 3 performances that you can watch. The first one is Hamilton the musical. So if you are a fan of history, hip-hop, Lin-Manuel Miranda, musicals, cool staging, highly recommend. You can either watch it on the link in the form when you open up your Google Classroom assessment, or you can do it by watching it on Disney Plus if you've got Disney Plus, because I think the Disney Plus one's probably going to be a slightly better quality than the video that you're going to have on the link, but you have to have Disney Plus. So catch 22. Your second choice is Treasure Island, which is a story involving pirates and shipwreck and stuff like that. It's adventurous, and it doesn't have any singing or dancing. It's just a play with some action. And the third one is Dick Whittington, which is a pantomime. So it's a bit silly, it's a bit over the top. It's based on the fairy tale of Dick Whittington and his cat. So you've got those 3 choices. I do not mind which one you pick. Whatever one you pick, I would say watch it today, answer the questions tomorrow, or watch it today, answer the questions while you watch it, and continue that tomorrow. So that's going to be the tasks for the 2 days. Then by the time we roll around to our next class on Thursday, then we'll know from Auntie Jacinda exactly how long we're going to be sitting at home, and that'll depend on what we do next. But the plan essentially involves, at the moment, hopefully maybe 3 other high schools and us working on a collaboration. We shall see how that goes. I do need to edit the script for that, just in case it goes ahead. Cool. Year 11s, and this is all Year 11s, including Jack and Gemma in the other class. Your task is going to be an achievement standard. It's an extra one that is over and above the achievement standards that you've already done before. And it's not one that I would offer if we were still at school. So it's a bonus standard. It's theory-based. And I figured we'll do Midsummer Night's Dream. Couple of reasons for doing Midsummer. Mostly it's because there's some of you that are doing the Midsummer Mime. So you've got an idea of those characters. And for others of you, we've definitely done some Shakespeare in the past. I don't think this class has done Midsummer. Midsummer's got a lot of interesting things happening to it. It's a fun, light-hearted play. There's nothing complicated. There's nothing that has to be complicated about it. It's a fun romp with fairies in the forest and people falling in love with the wrong people. It's one of those. Dolop's just got up. I can hear the shower now going through the wall. Level 2s. Now this is level 2s in all classes, including Carter in the Year 11 class, except if you are one of the people who have joined level 2 drama this semester, you've got a choice. You can either do the script writing that the rest of us did in term 1, semester 1, term 2, one of those. I don't know. At some point we did script writing this year. It's been a long year, all right? In fact, it's been a very long lockdown. Or you can do the one where we're going to compare and contrast 2 Shakespearean plays. We've got to look at 2 plays from a playwright. I've suggested 5 plays in the Google Classroom. And here's my rough reasoning for them. Midsummer, because it's great. It's funny, it's got fairies, it's got magic, it's got all the things that you kind of expect in a Shakespearean play, and it's got a nice happy ending. And at the moment, happy endings feel like a good idea, don't they? Yes. The next one is Macbeth, because Carter, you studied Macbeth at the start of the year with the Year 11s. It's an easy play. It's the shortest Shakespearean play, or is it the second shortest? It's one of those 2. And then hopefully maybe we might be able... Yeah, I'm hoping we'll get to go and see Macbeth live, the touring company that's going down south. And then they're going to be coming up to Wellington when they're done. But plague! Well, plague times and coughing. Poor choice of timing right there. So we've got Midsummer, Macca's. And then I put Romeo and Juliet in there because everybody kind of knows the story of Romeo and Juliet. There's some great Romeo and Juliet interpretations, including the stunning one that I saw in 2018 at Stratford-upon-Avon at the Globe Theatre, where it was just, Romeo just oozed this cool sex appeal. And Juliet, she was a bit of a... Not very interested in Juliet, to be honest. She was a little bit naff, but you could see why she was going for Romeo in that particular play, because Paris was pretty boring and Romeo was pretty cool, and I've never really understood why anyone liked Romeo before, because he was just like a mopey boy, but no, in that version he was very cool. But I don't have a copy of that. Well, I do, but I can't share it with you. So I've got a copy of that at the Globe Theatre, which is starring Rawiri, I can't remember his last name, but he's the New Zealander who was in the Royal Shakespeare. No, not the Royal Shakespeare. He was in the Globe Shakespeare Company for quite some time. He travelled the world doing Hamlet. He's an incredible performer, but he is Friar Lawrence in that. So I thought, oh, nice to have a Kiwi connection with Shakespeare, because you'll see when we talk about Midsummer that there's a Kiwi connection there too. It's looser, but I likes it. What else did I put in the category? Much Ado About Nothing. I put that in there because there's a really cool version starring David Tennant. Oh, coughing. And Catherine Tate. If you know them both and the way they work together in Doctor Who, they're hilarious. They feed off each other quite nicely, and you want that for Benedict and Beatrice. Another reason for doing Much Ado, other than the fact that it's funny and it's witty and it's clever. It's funny and witty and clever in a way that Midsummer is not. Midsummer is kind of like, ha 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 for the people. And Much Ado is more, oh, I'm going to have my laughs about things I understand. This is probably why people don't try to explain things in the wee small hours of the morning. That, and it's the one that I want to do for the 15 next year. And then the last option I put on the list was A Winter's Tale. Because it's a really good version that I saw at the Globe in 2018. Did I go to the Globe? I did go to the Globe. It's a cool version. It's my favourite play, and it's a problem play, and the first half is a tragedy, and the second half is a comedy, so it kind of covers all the things that you want in a Shakespeare. What I didn't put on the list was any history plays, and the main reason for not putting any history plays in there is I just wanted you to have something light and fluffy. I also didn't put King Lear on the list because Shakespeare wrote King Lear while in lockdown. So I'm just not ready to commit to that level of sincerity. So, year 12s, you need to watch 2. You can pick any you like. My recommendation would be... Actually, it's completely up to you. I don't really have a recommendation. My recommendation is those 5. And those 5 because Midsummer is easy and funny. Romeo and Juliet is easy and tragic. Macbeth is filled with magic and is tragic. Actually, if I looked at it, Midsummer, Macbeth, and Winter's Tale all have magic in them. Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, and Winter's Tale all have some tragedy in them. Midsummer and Much Ado and Winter's Tale have some comedy in them. So, if you wanted to do the ultra excellence thing, you can do 3 plays. But your first task is to basically pick the ones you want and watch them. The bit that I'm now just mentally... No, I'm not struggling with it so much. Tomorrow, we have a Google Meet for the Level 2 class. And for that, what we'll do is we'll talk more about all the different plays, if you like. So give yourself a chance to pick a play. Watch one of them today. Mr. Anderson is downloading me the Baz Luhrmann Romeo and Juliet for those people who desperately feel the need to see a young Leonardo DiCaprio, or much better than that. The guy who plays Tybalt, best entrance in any movie ever. Honestly, it's brilliant. Also, best death scene ever. It's edge of your seat, gripping the whole time. Very sweet Romeo and Juliet, but an interesting concept of how to tell it in the world. A few bits are a bit weird, but it's a really cool version, and I did not think when it came out that it was going to age as well as it did, but it's aged quite well. Anyway, Level 3s. This is where we hit the conundrum. There aren't really any more standards that we can do. There's one more, but it's really going to be a difficult uphill climb, and I doubt any of you are going to be interested in it. I know that a lot of you have a lot of things to do. So what my recommendation is for the Level 3s is you just carry on with your New Zealand theatre work. Because you need that. For several reasons. Mostly it's for the credits, to be completely honest. If we were to start a new standard, it's going to be heavily theory-based. And I mean heavily. Like, everybody else is going to be doing a monologue. But if we were to do the other theory-based one, you would have to teach a lesson to everybody over Zoom. And so we could do it. So it really does depend if you need the credits. The other option, if you need the credits at Level 3, is to pick up a performing arts technology standard. And you could easily do the costume design or the possibly makeup application if you've got another human being around you and access to makeup, but that would be more extreme. Or you could do set design. So there are options for Level 3s. But if you are a Level 3, if you can email me if you want a standard, or just let me know if you're going to carry on with the New Zealand Theatre one, or one of those things. You just be in contact and I will make it work for all of you. Yes, so Level 1s and 2s are going to do a monologue to do with their Shakespearean plays. Level 2s, you only have to do one monologue, even though you're going to be doing 2 or 3 plays to compare and contrast. Level 2s, we'll have our Chatsky meet-up classes is Tuesdays at 11 o'clock. And then the Level 3s, we're going with Wednesdays. No, not Level 3s. Level 1s, Wednesdays at 11 o'clock. And that'll be for just a short period of time. Have a catch-up. Some of the lessons will be teachy-teachy, and some of the lessons are going to be more catching up and stuff like that to make sure everybody's on track. But task for today, everybody's watching stuff. Level 3s are getting in contact. Juanita's going to carry on planning the next part of the units. Then I need to make some bread, and I can't remember if the bread recipe that I'm after to try is in this cookbook, which is Nadia's one from the last lockdown, or it's in the Chelsea Winter vegan cookbook, which I can't remember if I lent to somebody. Either way, at some point I'm going to need to make bread, because it appears that bread is one of those things that the world is out of again. So, tasks. Watch a thing. Check in with your Google Classroom. Year 13s, let me know what you're planning on doing. Vote for the name of the plague rat. And that's pretty much it for the time being. All right. Take care. I'm only an email away. And it's been really nice just hearing from you, to be completely honest. Oh, Josh, because you're a level 2, doing level 3. So, Vegman, this is, not Starkey. Can you do Achievement Standard 2.5? That's the one that the other level 2s are doing, because that will add to your credit accumulation for the level 2 thing you're going for. And that's probably going to be the most useful use of your time for the moment. I think that's it. Is that all I want? I don't know. Is that all? Yeah, oh, there is a video from the weekend. I didn't share it out with you all because there's technically no schooling involved in it other than a brief conversation about all the things that I had to get done. But there is a lockdown vlog for day 4 and 5 if you wanted to have a look in the playlist, and you can see it there if you wanted to see how I spent my weekend. I didn't really do a lot because we're in lockdown. Yeah. Anyway, this video is starting to drag on a bit, and time's starting to tick away. Shortly, I'm going to want to make breakfast, or more importantly, edit this video, make breakfast, send out your schoolwork, make sure that's all done by 8:45. Have a wonderful day. Be in touch if you need to be. And Year 13s, let me know what's going on with you. All that sort of thing. Plague rat voting. Those are the important stuffs. Take care, my lovelies, and I shall see you anon.